We're back, people, and today we're breaking film on Jayden Higgins, Iowa State wide receiver in this class at 6'4", 210. I actually believe he's the most NFL ready, most polished X receiver in this class. He's a very smart player. He understands his release packages, his route running, using tempo, leverage. He has a very high IQ in those situations. He understands how to use those things to his advantage, use his body to his advantage. I think there's other guys that are obviously going to get drafted ahead of him due to their physical and athletic profile upsides. The guys like Ted McMillan, Trey Harris. But I do think Higgins is ready to go right away. Doesn't have quite the upside, but he makes contested catches down the field. He maybe lacks the long speed that you're looking for, but this guy really understands how to manipulate and gets in and out of his breaks very efficiently. I think he's got some good short area quickness as well, and can just run a pretty deep route tree. So I think a guy that's trustable. He can also play within the slot. He was an efficient slot route runner. A guy that can be a possession receiver for you, and also just angles, things like that, drawing some penalties here and there. Bigger body X, at 6'4", 210. That's obviously always going to be a nice little thing. But I think he does a very good job with his efficiency. Look at the quick twitch there. The hip shift, because he's right here in this slot. Gets matched up on this corner. Attacks slight outside leverage. I love the angles he takes. So he attacks slight outside leverage, which gets this guy to weave. And try to maintain his leverage, which gives you more of an inside space to work with. And then once he eats up the space, he gives that hard hip shift with the stab right foot outside of the frame of the receiver, which freezes him, and then he's able to explode, show nice short area quickness, break across the frame. He's got great hands as well, and this is just all over the film, really getting in and out of a break with efficiency. Here is at the bottom, being a red zone threat. He gets up on your toes very quick. I love how he uses he has doesn't use the most releases, but he does a lot of very efficient releases, and it always kind of involves these split releases where you give yourself a two-way go. Here he does a little hezzy into a split, which right there, boom, you're splitting, you're giving yourself a two-way go, and it also allows you not to waste a lot of time either. And then he hits you with that hard stab to the outside, which frees the DB, break across the face, catch the ball, get ready to take a hit, be a red zone threat. He's a plus for sure down in the red zone area with his size and route running. And then here's just a good job, I think, attacking vertically. He's not going to impress you with his speed, but just good job working leverage, attacking manipulation, kind of gliding into it, and then gives a little bit of a fake to the outside here, which is he's setting the DB up to be I'm going to make it look like I'm going to the outside so you think I'm breaking inside. Then he gives that hard stab, boom, and then is able to explode past him, as you can see. Just nice manipulation, get up on the toes, and is able to be a long strider, catch the ball. Ball is a little underthrown, but he makes the adjustment. Nice catch there. Solid work. And he's just also a guy that can get down in the slot without wasting too much time, just attacking outside leverage. Love the stem of this. You can just see it's very subtle, but it's just a slight lean to the outside here, which gets this DB to open up his hips just enough. Now he's able to cross the face and then make a catch. He's a friendly target in the slot too, because he's such a big body. Very easily to use him in those situations. Another time in the slot, this time doing some outbreaking stuff, which is nice to see. Be a red zone threat again. Like how he sets this one up as well. You get him in man-to-man. Gives you a good job with his route tempo, I think, here. Giving this foot fire at the top, shake to the inside, break away, make the adjustment, work back towards the ball, catch it down in the end zone. So just great work. Here, making a tough contested catch over the deep down the field on a vertical ball, which I like seeing versus press. The guy gives him even a little fake jam. Higgins is ready to, prepare for it, but once he sees he's not actually jamming him, he just turns straight into a speed release, gets on top of him. Now he's just hand fighting. Love the subtlety right here. You see subtle hand fighting to maintain his positioning, and then show late hands, track it in, and then make a tough catch down the field vertically. He's a guy that you can just kind of throw up a one-on-one ball to, I think, from time to time, because he is reliable, and it's also you don't need him to win vertically all the time, because he's not gonna, stretch the field with his speed. But team players, DBs aren't able just to open up their hips with them because he can run routes like this. Just boom. You leave him one-on-one isolated as an X like this. It's get up off the ball, fire off of it, eat up the cushion, and then give yourself a two-way go. Split release again, hard stab outside the frame. He stabs outside the frame, which gets this guy to completely move off his spot, and it's just efficient. He's got good quick twitch on those breaks like that. Catch the ball, Here's just another example. Boom. All very smooth, work together. Not gonna, excel as like a yak guy or anything. That's why he's more of a possession player, reliable. I see him as like an X receiver, big body that can be like your third option potentially. And I think Higgins should probably go somewhere in the middle rounds of this draft class. But just good job. He can fight through physicality, attack the inside here, able to get back on his outside track, work through the hands of the DB, break across, make another catch down the field, get your feet in bounds. Just good work. Just being a reliable. I love all the in breaking slants, glances, digs. He does a good job. You can see because this guy's lined up slide outside leverage, but he just attacks, kind of works the outside. Doesn't even eat up the cushion here. Makes it almost look like he's in a stock block, and then just breaks across his face, catch that ball, get into the end zone. Really, really good work working with the variation, like his route variation is very good. Here he doesn't come down with the ball, but I like it is tough to inside release on a slot fade, but he does it. You don't see many receivers even attempt this, but he goes for the inside release, and this guy completely catches him off guard. Now this guy's in recovery mode and does a great job. Look at Higgins stack him. Now he's stacking, and you want to get back on the outside path because it makes it hard for the DB to recover if you do that. So he stacks him, gets on top of him, and now draws the penalty. Just really, really good work. Higgins also like high IQ, can get soft spots versus zone. Like here, they're running their variation of smash. He breaks the outside, snaps his head around. You can see he's in between the triangles of defenders versus cover 2 at his side of the field. Higgins knows, like, hey, sometimes they can throw to the sideline, but he starts to slow down, be on the same page as the quarterback to sort of stop and sit in that zone. He's able to make that catch, be reliable, and he's got some physical toughness to his game as well. And just making, sometimes he's not going to be the biggest separator. All we've seen some of the separations. Sometimes he's a little long-legged, maybe not the most explosive guy, but he can get down the field and still just like use his body, shield, make tough catches, make adjustments. Like here's a late adjustment to a back shoulder on another slot fade. This, different release, but make the adjustment, catch the ball, toughness, contested situations. Those are also areas where I think Higgins can make some money. And then I just love how, like, when he gets off the ball and it's just boom, one step release, hard stab to the outside. Like you're just sticking this foot in the ground hard. Boom, sell vertical. Get this guy to either open his hips or freeze him, stops his feet dead, and then is able to break across the face. And Higgins does this as well as anyone in this class when it comes, especially to like X receivers on the outside, because it's tough to always have that sort of move in your bag, the bigger body you have. But here doesn't get this ball thrown to him, but at the bottom, running another slant down in the red area, beats the hands across the face. He gets the ball here, it's a touchdown, but ball just gets knocked down. But yeah, those are the types of things looking at for in Higgins. He can find soft spots in zone. Saw a lot of work versus man, but just over the middle of the field, end zone, catch the ball, make a guy miss. He's not gonna be a huge yak threat, but there's examples of him making some decent yak plays. So Jayden Higgins, really like his release packages. I like his route running, his variation of tempo. I think he makes a lot of nice contested catches down the field, which is always, something I think, I don't love receivers that are only contested catch players. That's why it's usually these big body guys I'm not big fans of, because a lot of them don't always understand the smaller parts of the game. But I think Higgins has a good understanding of that. His athleticism is not going to blow you away. That's why I don't have him as like a top end receiver in this class. But he does a lot of good things. I think he's going to be a solid receiver in the NFL. So if you enjoyed it, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.